A Cobb County man was in Afghanistan when the Taliban began their takeover.
Yeah, he worked security inside the U.S. Embassy. Fox 5's Denise Dillon spoke with him about what it was like as Kabul began to fall.
There were hundreds of State Department employees in the U.S. Embassy last Sunday. It was up to Dan Shader and the others on his security team to get them all out safely. And there was no time to waste.
We were getting security update daily.
Dan Shader worked for Garda World Federal Security Services. His job? Provide security for the U.S. Embassy in Kabul. Shader says they had plans in place to evacuate all the State Department employees. Last Sunday, as the Taliban moved in, they had to execute that plan and get the roughly 1,300 State Department employees out of Kabul.
They weren't sure if it was going to turn into what it turned into, or it was going to just be Taliban kind of doing, staying on the outskirts of Kabul, and it went sideways.
Shader says they managed to get all the employees on planes to Qatar. He and the other security members then followed.
I was actually on vacation with some girlfriends, which was a good distraction, but I was constantly checking the news to see if I could get any update on what was going on and where he might be.
Thousands of miles away in Georgia, Shader's wife, Chris, was overcome with worry.
It was terrifying. The last communication I had from him was that they were leaving the embassy and headed to the airport.
She had no idea where her husband was, if he made it out of Kabul safely, if he would make it home to her and their son, Benjamin. 18 hours went by before she knew Dan had made it to Qatar. But she says she didn't rest until he was back on U.S. soil. She knows if he had left just a few hours later, things could have been much different.
So many people struggling to get out now. I feel like we're so lucky to have him back.
Shader is optimistic other Americans who are trying to leave will make it out.
There's a lot of fine American soldiers and soldiers from other countries that are working very hard to get the people out.
Dan Shader was a police officer here in Georgia before he worked security in Afghanistan. He says he plans to go back into law enforcement. In Cobb County, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.